where many organizations feel but rarely say openly. Your IT team is overloaded. So what happening? Tickets are increasing, projects overlapping, security demands are rising, users expect instant response, and leadership often says, why can't IT keep up? But here is the uncomfortable truth. In many cases, it's not the team's fault. It's architecture, it's the architecture, it's the expectation model, it's the organizational design. So, today I want to unpack this properly. So, the role of IT has changed dramatically over the last decade. 10 years ago, IT primarily managed server, network, maybe endpoint, email, or basic security. But today, ID manage lots hell of things like cloud infrastructure, virtual desktop, maybe identity management, zero trust policies, backup and disaster recovery, monitoring tool, compliance reporting, user productivity platform, vendor integrations, AI tool governance, and the surface area has multiplied. But in many organizations, the team size hasn't, and expectations have only increased. When users can order food in a minute and stream high definition video instantly, they expect the same speed from enterprise IT. But enterprise IT operates in a risk sensitive environment. Every change must consider security implications, compliance impact, downtime risk, integration dependencies. Speed without control create exposures. So IT team slow down intentionally, and that's create perception gaps. So many IT teams are overloaded not because of inefficiency, but because of poor architectural decisions made over time. Considered a Let's consider a company that adopted cloud without governance structure, added multiple SaaS tools without consolidation, implemented VPN without segmentation, integrated monitoring tools that don't communicate with each other. Over the time, the environment becomes fragmented. Fragmented architecture requires constant annual intervention. Manual intervention consume IT bandwidth. Bandwidth consume leads to burnout, and burnout leads to slower response, and then leadership question performance. But the root cause is structural. Overloaded IT teams operates in reactive mode. They respond to ticket, they patch vulnerabilities, they troubleshoot users' issue, they respond to alerts. What they don't get time for architectural redesign, automation, implementation, proactive monitoring, optimization, documentation cleanup, and DR testing. And that's where the long-term risk build. When IT says reactive strategy improvement get postponed. Postponed improvement creates future incidents, and future incident creates more overload. It becomes a loop. So leadership often measures IT productivity by ticket rates, but that is a flawed matrix. High ticket volume doesn't mean high productivity. It often means poor system design. If employees constantly face access issue, performance inconsistency, or application conflicts, IT ticket increase. But that is a syndrome, not the disease. A strong architectural reduced ticket volume. Even a strong process reduced tickets volume. Weak architecture increased dependency. So let me give you a real scenario. A mid-sized enterprise run hybrid work. Users connect via VPN. Applications are partially on-prem and partially cloud. Monitoring tools are sold. Users frequently reports slow application access, session drops, login architecture, authentication delay. IT spends hours troubleshooting individual complaint, but the real issue is lack of centralized digital workspace design. When the organization eventually shift critical roles to virtual desktop with identity first access, ticket volume drops significantly. Same team, better architecture. That the team was not inefficient, the system was. Another example which I observed in one of the past company, one of the legal company, and when we tried to acquire their 24/7 support, the CIO told us and showcased us they have approx 1200 users and approx or more than 2000 tickets in a month. And when I say ki this ticket will decrease in 2 months, when we gone for our audit for the entire environment, and we got to know that they are not rebooting system, virtual desktop servers and VDIs month on month. So then we suggested them to first go, can we reboot system weekly? And the answer was no, it's not possible. We are 24/7 support. We can't afford weekly support, weekly reboot. And then I asked it 2000 ticket. It means every person is facing one problem, at least on one and a half problem every month. So if one user is sitting for, let's assume you are the fastest, your team is resolving the ticket fastest 5 minutes when user send a mail or call the IT team for the issue to resolve the issue, minimum 3 to 5 minutes it will take, right? The fastest proactive approach, right? Or reactive approach, you can say. And then calculate this with 2000 tickets, and then you will be able to understand how much time you are spending to resolve the ticket. And they agree for 15 days initially, and we did first reboot, and then ticket decreased to 20%, and then second reboot it decreased to 35%, and then third reboot it gone for 55%. And then in parallel we were also resolving lots of issues which were not resolved from couple of month. And bingo, the entire ticket cut down to, in 3 months, from 2000 to 1 and 120 tickets. So this is the only one process change, one system fine tuning change, reactive approach give us this type of result. So generally people say ki my IT team is inefficient. No, the same team, only we approached or we created some process, and the same IT team now performing well. They have breathing time, they have learning time, and when they are getting learning time, they are doing lots of fine tuning before system starts sending alarm. So this is one of the another case in our with our customers. Another thing, cybersecurity has dramatically increased IT responsibility. Ransomware defense, access audit, MFA enforcement, compliance documentation, incident solution simulation. Each new security layers added workload. And without automation or integrated monitoring, IT teams manually validate logs, review policies, and respond to alerts. Think about this, how much burden you are putting on your IT team. And this is not the sustainable long this is not sustainable long term. Security maturity requires architectural maturity. The overload is not about efforts, it's about complexity. Modern IT environments are layered, distributed, and interconnected. If complexity grows faster than automation, human workload explodes. You cannot scale complexity manually. You must scale architecture intelligently. So, what a strong organization do in this case? They reduce the tool sprawl. They centralize identity. They automate provisionings. They deploy proactive monitoring. They test disaster recovery in advance. They segment network properly. This reduce reactive noise, and when reactive noise reduce, IT regain a strategic capacity. So this is what I learned from couple of years of experience. So what do you think? And same thing I get from some of the friends and some of the IT teams, and we have some written some questions which I like to highlight here. So one question which I get from one of the team, IT team of my customer: should we just hire more IT staff? Hiring help temporarily, but without architectural signification, complexity scale faster than headcount. So if you are not creating process, you are not recreating your architecture or revisiting your existing environment proactively, then headcount only you will create more and more headcount, and the situation will be always same. Then another question is, are IT team overcomplicated system? Sometimes, but often they are managing inherited complexity. Then another question, how can leadership support IT better? By investing in automation, consolidation, and governance, not just adding tools. So then another question we got, what is the biggest cause of overload? Fragmented architecture and reactive operational operating models. This is the biggest cost or biggest cause of overload. Then another question, is monitoring part of the solution? Yes, it's if it is integrated and actionable, not just generating alert, then definitely this will help. So these are some questions. So let me close with this. If your IT team seems overloaded, ask a different question. Not why are they slow, but what structural complexity are they managing? A strong organization don't just demand performance from IT. They design environment that make performance sustainable. If conversation if this conversation resonate with you, share it with someone responsible for technology strategy in your organization, and comment with your experience, especially if you have seen overloaded overload caused by complexity rather than effort. And follow for deeper discussion on virtual desktop strategy, secure access design, monitoring optimization, enterprise resilience, And a part of this, if you still think your IT team is just waiting time, then I have another solution where you can use employee or team monitoring tool, where you can get the visibility of your entire team, what exactly they are doing in 8 hours or 9 hours of their working. And rather, I say, don't monitor them, provide this tool to them and ask them to monitor themselves, what they are doing for their time, where they are spending 8 or 9 hours. Is there anything which is repeated, which what is the 5 major things in a day or in a week or in a month which is repeated or which is taking lots of time? How we can automate those things, how we can avoid those things by taking action proactively. So if you want to know those tools, comment on this video, I will help you out that as well. let me build Let us build IT environment that reduce noise, not increase it. Thank you for your valuable time for today. I will come again tomorrow at the same time. Thanks a lot.